Hey guys, so I am going to be doing a follow-up video for my Toro Power Clear 821. This is the commercial version. I had a lot of comments asking when I did the review video for this about a year ago. I bought this. I did the review video, full in depth, all the little details. So this particular video is not going to be going over details of this. So if you want to see that, I really recommend watching that video first before you do this one. So pause it, click my name, go scroll down with all my videos, and you'll see every video I got, and you'll find this one. I also compared this one to the step down, which is a 6.5 horsepower, I think it's a 721. The same goodies other than the electric start that's on the 721, but I compared it to that. So this particular video is going to be talking about my pros, my cons, and I had a lot of these right off the rip with this thing. I really didn't want to like this thing, but I actually forgot all about it until I had a comment on my review video and asking me what was ever the outcome, and it jogged my memory. So anyways, here we go. So this is the Toro Power Clear 821 with the 8 horsepower motor. That's why I bought this thing. You get the extra horsepower. This is my go-to snowblower. To show you, I put an hour meter on this. I have 8.3 hours on this thing. I do a lot of snows, helping a bunch of older people out. I enjoy it, helping them out. But anyways, right off the rip, I bought this thing from Toro. Got delivered to my doorstep. I had so many problems with this thing. Put it all together, ran fine, let it run for about 15-20 minutes, did my first oil change, put the new oil in, ran it just and made sure everything was okay, cleaned everything up, lubed it, just your standard stuff. It was fine. I had my next snowfall, which I think was actually in 2 weeks afterwards. So I was excited to use this thing, and this thing idled all over the place. Something was wrong. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't to the point where it was bad gas or this or that. And I actually took it to my local dealer because it was brand new. Toro did not want to help me. They gave me so many problems. Like, look, it's something's wrong in this carburetor, and I had my dealer confirm it, and it was a bad carburetor. And then they pulled everything. I was like, look, this thing is like, at this point, it was only wasn't that old. I think it was like a week old, if I remember correctly. So, and Toro did not want to do nothing, which gave me a real bad taste in my mouth about this. I'm like, this thing's brand spanking new. This is the first snowfall I've used this thing for my driveway. I haven't even made it out to some of the ones I do yet, and I have problems with this thing already. It's not like this is weeks old and I use this thing and it's got hours on it. This is barely my drive. So I actually forgot all about that. Pushing all that to the side, I love this thing. This, with that extra horsepower, that 8 horsepower motor makes this little thing a tank. This thing will eat through some snow. Surprisingly, for a little single stage. Now, why I bought, this was I had the 721. I found someone near me was selling it. I bought it for $150. I'm like, well, $150, I can't go wrong. Let me try to use this one for a little bit to see if I'm going to like this, because I was going back and forth between the Aaron's version of this, obviously because I have an Aaron's, and that's what I really, really wanted to buy, but everything kind of more pointed me because of the 8 horsepower motor on it, and that's it. So that being said, I love this thing. As a fuel efficiency, this thing is very fuel efficient. I do keep a gas can around with me when I'm doing it, but this thing's very fuel efficient. If I'm going out, and I'm only bringing this, forget my gas can. I run seafoam through this stuff, even when it's sitting, but this thing's so fuel efficient, it's great. I had people tell me these things are not. I would disagree with them in any way, shape, or form. Unless you're really torquing these things down, but this thing's still running on a full tank for this season. There you go. My gripes is the wheels. sometimes these wheels get frozen and it's like a bump, going like that when you're going up and down a drive. It does get annoying when you're trying to pull it back and now a wheel's locked up, but that's all Toros, not this one in particular. Any of the single stages, you'll basically see all of them complaining about that. The chute, just basic left to right. Every now and then, even though the chute, you have to pull this to unlock it, every now and then that just from vibrations will come up. I really wish that was more sturdier. Whatever. As of the paddles, everything, I don't have issues. The commercial version has the thicker paddles on it. No issues with it whatsoever. I do check the belts. Belt's very easy. Just a couple little bolts, whole panel flips down. That's it. I did have to make some adjustments just to this, just standard use. But I mean, other than that, I had one other issue with this thing. And if you notice, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. When the handle lifts, the plastics popped out on this side right there. I actually had the bolt for this. It's just a little clip that goes up and clips us to here. I actually had the bolt pull out of the plastic, and it stripped itself completely out. And I mean, I tried putting a bigger screw in there. That's why the little bubbles over there. But I mean, I see a flaw because I mean, on the bottom it's flat out bolted to the frame, but with that being loose, when you pushed it up, I can't keep this whole side in because of that. I mean, next time this happens, I'm literally just going to drill through it and put a nut, bolt, and washer to this thing and just be done with it. But that's something to keep in mind. So if you're going through thicker snow with this, to keep in mind, be easy on the handle. Handles, because when I did this review video, even the side-by-side, I had Toro directly tell me the handles are thicker on the commercial versions, which is absolutely full of crap. Here's why, to back this up. So as of the commercial and the non-commercial, as in the 721 when I had these side-by-side, the only difference in what Toro claims other than what Toro says, I'm sorry, is these handles bolt together. Unlike all the other ones, you got your knobs. You can simply easily flop this thing down and throw it like under the workbench or something like that. Everything is bolted together, even the tops up here. So off season, it's a little bit annoying because you got to bolt everything, put the handle down. I get everything prepped to put away, and then it makes it an extra hassle. But that's the only thing different. As of the thickness, the inside thickness, because when I did measure everything with my gauge. Everything's exactly the same as the other one. So as of thickness, that's so wrong. It's not even funny. I don't know why Toro told me that. Am I mad? No, not at all. Whatever. But that's the only difference. On the bottom, everything's bolted. I mean, everything's 100% the same. But that's, I mean, with this snowblower, that's basically it. I mean, I do take care of my stuff, as you see. When I'm not using it, when it's in the garage, I simply spray everything down with silicone lubricant, WD-40, whatever. Wipe everything down, keeps everything nice and lubricated. Easier to get the snow out. But I do keep it down. I just got done doing snow with this one. I got some deep snow over here, so this one is ready to go for the next round. I got to clean that one all up yet. So every time it comes in, regardless which one I take, I always make sure it's wiped down. Equipment's expensive nowadays. But would I buy it again? Absolutely. I'd absolutely buy this one again. Do I like Toro? No, not at all. And I will forever talk bad about Toro. But as bad as that doesn't make sense, that's my take on it. But thank you very much. And like I said, I'm not talking about specs in this, kind of talking about pros, cons, some gripes, anything like that. If you want details, please go to the first video where I'm talking about this snowblower, and I go with every little detail of this thing. And then I have another one where I'm comparing it to the step down with the 6.5 horsepower motor on it. And that's the Toro Power Clear 721, I think it is. But that's it. And then as you've seen in this video, I did do a complete review video of this one, and then I also did a pro, con, and some gripes with this one. because I did have some issues with that. But thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. Thank you very much.